Hi there and welcome to another Kick 3 video. In this one we're going to be showing you the analyzing process in Kick 3, and I'm going to do 3 different ones: easy, medium and hard. A nice clean sampled kick, a kick from a track that's got a decent amount of space around it and not much interfering with it, and then a sort of slightly harder one with a bit more information, and we might need to do a wee bit of cleanup in that one. So let's do the first one, which is just a sampled kick. So drop it in, click Analyze, and we're presented with a nice clean sub and a click. So we can drag those in, and we've got a very decent sounding kick. If we wanted to clean it up further, there's a couple of things we could do. If we click into the amp env, you can see there's quite a lot of nodes there. So you can sort of grab the simplify bar, clean some of those up, and if you wanted to do it manually, you can just click and drag nodes and it removes the ones you don't want. We can get that back in. The click, it's got a bit of rumble on there. If you didn't want that, you could just use the amp envelope just to clean the click up. So the next one we're going to do is slightly harder, not quite as clean, and it's from a track. So let's drag this in, and you can see the first problem. So this track is actually over 10 minutes long, so we can't import it directly from the track, but I have dragged it into Ableton and did a cropped version, and we can drag that in. So let's grab that, and there we go. So that solves the problem. If you have a track that's over 10 minutes, you can just throw it into your DAW, crop it, and then put it back in. We can sort of see at the start where we might find the cleanest kicks. You can see in this area, I think that's like a crash coming in from the start. So we can start maybe looking around this area for a nice clean kick. So select around the area you want and just click in the middle. Some nice jungle sounds in there. I did this remix, by the way. So that's me to blame for the jungle sounds. So once we've got a general area we like, we can right click and zoom to selection to go in a bit closer. And then we're going to go to right to the start, and we're just going to zoom in and try and get our start point right where we want it. I think that's probably about right. And we can go right up to the next kick, and that'll give us a bit of room to maneuver. Click Analyze, and we can drag our sub in and our click in. Now we're probably going to get a bit of random information where it's trying to calculate the sine wave at with some of the other sounds. Maybe it's a hi-hat or some of the weird sounds. So you sometimes get random nodes like that. So let me just arm this track so we can hear it. So we can just get rid of this. And if we go into our amp env, there's probably a bit of cleanup to do here as well. So we can start with the simplify that a bit. And that's pretty good there. We can clean it up further if we want, just drag through the nodes. We don't really need all of this. Sometimes I like to do a sort of smoother amp curve towards the end so you don't get any clicking. That's pretty good. Then let's go to our click. So again with this, we're just going to bring the envelope down. And it's up to you how much of that sound you want in there. So I'd say about there is good. So there we go. That's a sort of a medium click. And the next one, we're going to take a look at a harder version. The next kick we're going to look at is harder again. This is from my track Home. And there's no real clean kick in it. It's always surrounded by some sort of bass elements. So we're going to zoom in and we can see, trying to look for a sort of cleanest section. I guess we'll maybe just try here. So again, we can get our selectors around roughly where we want it. Right click, zoom to selection, and then we will go in here, Zoom right in. And I think the kick probably starts there. And we can zoom back out. And we'll go to the end of the next kick, or just before the next kick. We'll analyze. Now, I do expect to get maybe not as good a sub, but we can fix it all very easily. So that tone that we're getting after the sub is it trying to figure out the bass. There's a lot of stuff in there. So let's see if we can get this sounding good. So we'll look at the sub first. And we've got this tone going up. What I'm going to do with this is just follow the path of that sub down. And then we can go into our amp and just get rid of all this stuff. Now we've got a nice solid sub. Let's look at our click. And we can do the same thing again. Just use our envelope. Just bring it back until we don't really hear any of that sort of musical stuff. And there we go. We've got a nice kick. Sounds quite similar to the kick. Probably sounds better actually than the kick I used in home originally. So there you go. 3 levels of kick imports.